Discovery, go at throttle up.
Well, let's just blast the audio. All right, cool, sweet. Thanks, Windows, for turning it all the way up to the top. Awesome. Just blast it. Whatever. Hey, where do you want your volume settings set? Just turn it to 11, fam. It's fine. Ugh. Thanks, Microsoft. Very cool. Dude, I have to freaking check these things every freaking time, dude. Some freaking application is just like, here, no. Let me just turn it to 11. It's just okay. And even if I equalize one out on the other computer, the other one is just nah. The other one's just nah. It's really, really annoying actually. Just crank it to 11. Whatever. It's fine. What? What? I can't hear you. Alright. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start the day with a launch. Are you ready? Be careful with the coffee, please. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh. Gotta pump the volume up? Oh, okay. Say no more. Say no more, fam.
LWO1 WeatherNet. Liftoff conditions looking pretty good.
The STS is ready for launch.
Ignition. Liftoff.
Falcon 9 has cleared the tower.
Yeah, seriously.
10, 9, 8,
Side booster ignition.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Discovery,
1.
go and throttle up.
Wolfpack.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, April
I don't know,
7th, and you're
Tima.
looking at a
Discovery,
live view
go
of
and throttle
Falcon
up.
9 as it awaits
Human?
its 12:34 p.m. Eastern Time launch from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral
We got
Space
Jesse
Force
today.
Station. My name is Jesse Anderson, a lead manufacturing engineer here at SpaceX, joining you from our
Discovery, go and
headquarters
throttle
in
up.
Hawthorne, California. You're watching a live webcast for our 24th Starlink mission and our 10th mission of 2021, all on reflown boosters. Starlink is
How's
a
things,
satellite
Wolfpack?
internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations around the globe. As the team continues to expand globally, we are also continuing to connect communities here in the United States. Just recently, the Nooksack Indian tribe became participants in the Starlink beta program. Located in Whatcom County in Washington State,
What
most
county?
of the Nooksack tribal areas did not
just
have the
kidding.
infrastructure to deliver high-speed internet to its residents. The Nooksack Tribal Council is providing more than 100 households in their community with Starlink service who had been negatively impacted by not having internet during the pandemic. These families
Nice.
began to receive service last month and are now able to use the internet for work, school, and even access telemedicine. In other exciting news, last
What?
week we announced the 4-person
Joe.
crew who will be the first private citizens to fly on board Dragon. We'll share these new details for the Inspiration 4 mission a bit later in the webcast. Now we're currently at T-minus 11 minutes and 45
Yeah,
seconds
Stoker,
from
it is.
liftoff
I
of
can
our
talk more about it
next
later.
batch of Starlink satellites. So with that, let's take a closer look at the rocket on your screen.
I'm Yomezo, a Dragon propulsion engineer here at SpaceX, and you're looking at a live view of Falcon 9 as it sits on our launch pad 40 at Cape Canaveral, Florida. Our two-stage launch vehicle stands about 70 meters tall, and when it's fully fueled, it'll hold
Discovery,
just
go
over
and
a
throttle up.
million
Damn
pounds of propellant, and the vehicle will burn through this in less than 3 minutes after liftoff. We prepped Falcon 9 for launch in our hangar at the base of the pad, and upon completing final checkouts, Falcon 9 rolled out to the pad with the Starlink payload and went vertical earlier this morning around 1:40 a.m. Eastern Time. The bottom two-thirds of the vehicle you see there is the first stage.
A
It
lot more,
previously
Alex.
flew
Like 3
6
times as much.
having supported the launch of NASA astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley to the International Space Station, Anasis 2,
Cool.
CRS-21, Transporter 1, and 2 previous Starlink missions, the most
Jeez.
recent of which was less than a month ago. The objective of the first stage is to accelerate the vehicle through the Earth's atmosphere to space and then separate from the rest of the rocket. Once the first stage separates from the second stage, it'll make its way back down to Earth and target a landing on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You.
Waters look pretty calm.
To give you some perspective, our drone ships are equivalent in size to a football field, and the landing area that you see right there is approximately 200 feet by 150 feet. That's big enough that a hockey rink would fit inside that landing area of the drone ship.
Hockey on the drone ship when?
If successful, today's landing will mark the 79th recovery of an orbital class rocket. Above the first stage is the second stage, which has a single Merlin vacuum or MVAC engine, which ignites after the first stage separates.
Cool tech.
At full power, the Merlin vacuum engine operates with the greatest efficiency ever for an American-made hydrocarbon rocket engine. The second stage is what will carry our Starlink satellites to orbit. At the very top of the rocket there is a large nose cone, and this is called the fairing. Made of a carbon composite material, the fairing protects satellites on their way to orbit and is jettisoned approximately 3 minutes into flight. Just like our first stage, today we will be using a flight-proven fairing and will be attempting to recover each half again with a contracted recovery vessel named Sheila Bordelon. Reusability is critical to what we do here at SpaceX, and it allows SpaceX to refly the most expensive parts of the rocket, which in turn drives down the cost of space access. At just under T-minus 9 minutes, let's take a look at how we're progressing in the countdown.
Must be talking about orbital class rockets, human.
The chief engineer held a technical poll at T-minus 1 hour, and the launch director held a propellant load and launch go-no-go poll at T-minus 38 minutes. Falcon 9 has been loading propellant since T-minus 35 minutes, and our fuel is a refined form of kerosene, which we call RP1. Our oxidizer is a super chilled liquid oxygen called LOX. And to densify the LOX, we chill it well below the boiling point, allowing us to fill the propellant tanks as much as possible. We use the same propellants on both stages, as the second stage is primarily a short version of the first stage, which is one of the many reliability features in the Falcon design.
Hey, Alex,
with fuel and oxidizer on hand, we need an ignition source to complete the fire triangle. For this, Falcon 9 uses TTEB, which you'll see at T-minus 2 seconds via the green spark right before the rocket takes off.
Okay, on this.
In addition to RP1 and LOX aboard, Falcon 9 uses helium to keep the tanks pressurized in flight and the propellant flowing correctly into the engines without air bubbles as the propellants deplete. Helium load began before the webcast went live and will continue to be topped off until a minute and a half before launch. Very shortly, we will open the pre-valves between the first stage engines and the propellant tanks. And at T-minus 7 minutes, engine chill will begin. This will cool the turbo pumps and avoid thermal shocks when we start the pumps at T-minus 2 seconds to light the Merlin engines.
Roddy, gifted a sub.
The vehicle is healthy, and we're currently working no issues.
Gifted a sub too.
Range is still green. Weather is looking great, as you can see on your screen. We got some beautiful blue skies over there in Florida. We have a 90% chance of favorable weather for T0. And all systems continue to be go for liftoff at 12:34 p.m. Eastern Time. If for some reason we don't launch today, we do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at 12:12 p.m. Eastern Time.
Lunchbox gifted a sub.
In February, we announced the world's first all-commercial astronaut mission to orbit, commanded by Jared Isaacman, the 37-year-old founder and chief executive officer of Shift4 Payments, and an accomplished pilot and adventurer.
Nice, TP.
The mission is named after Inspiration 4 because of the 4-person crew's mission to inspire support for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and send a humanitarian message of possibility. Since February, the other 3 crew members have been selected from the general public, and we are excited to tell you a little bit more about them, their roles, and the mission. Together, this 4-person crew represents the pillars and purpose for the Inspiration 4 mission: leadership, hope, prosperity, and generosity, with Jared representing leadership.
Sneaky.
Haley Arsenault of Memphis, Tennessee will serve as the medical officer overseeing medical care and experiments on the mission and occupy the seat of hope. Haley's selection is particularly poignant for this mission, as she is a former cancer patient of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Now at 29 years old, she has become an inspiration to others at the hospital where she works as a physician's assistant. Dr. Cyan Proctor is a 51-year-old entrepreneur, educator, trained pilot, and active voice in the space exploration community. She was awarded the seat of prosperity after being selected as the top entrant of an independently judged online business competition conducted by the Shift4 Shop e-commerce platform. Dr. Proctor will serve as the mission pilot and back up the commander and support related needs throughout the mission. Christopher Simbrowski is a 41-year-old mechanical fault detection and diagnostics lead at Lockheed Martin and United States Air Force veteran. He was awarded the seat of generosity after contributing to a special fundraising campaign for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Mr. Simbrowski will serve as the mission specialist and help manage payload, science experiments, communications to mission control, and more. Over the coming months, the crew will undergo rigorous commercial astronaut training by SpaceX before their targeted launch date, which is no earlier than September of this year.
We're
It's all
currently
happening
just
so
under
fast.
4.5 minutes from liftoff, and Falcon 9 is now moving into the
Cyclo.
final stages of the countdown.
Thanks, guys. I had
We're
alerts
currently
muted there
waiting
for
for
a
the
second. I wanted to
transporter
hear that.
erector, the TE, to retract. The TE is that structure next to the vehicle behind the fairing, as you can see there,
Thanks,
and the
guys.
clamps are starting to open up there. Now,
I gotta take it to.
after the clamps are fully
KSC
open, the
launch
transporter
vehicle.
erector will
North Lawn,
begin
any
to
tips?
retract away from the rocket slightly. And then at T0, hydraulic
Any tips, B-Monies, for your first launch? Don't film it. Just enjoy it. That's the tip. Don't try to film it. Don't try to take pictures or a selfie or whatever. Put your phone in your pocket. Watch the rocket launch into space. That's my tip for anybody that's going to see a launch. There will be other launches that you can film, but there's only one launch that you get to see for your first time. Just like concerts, exactly. It's exactly the same. Where can I get one of these shirts? Exclamation point merch, man. It's there.
fleet. The first and second stages are both nearly full.
That's what you gotta do.
1 million pounds
Don't-
of kerosene fuel and liquid
Don't film it.
Supercharged
If you want to take a picture of the rocket on the pad before, do it. Don't try to film the thing. If you film the thing, the moment it will get lost. Just watch it. Just watch it fly. It's really freaking cool.
And that's that liquid oxygen meeting the
Is it?
warmer-
Okay, Shaw got it. LT1, see,
that
it,
liquid
Nightbot,
oxygen
what Nightbot
warmer
said in chat.
humid
The link's
ambient
there.
air.
Or just put a GoPro on your head. Yeah, even then.
Stage 1 launch load complete.
All right.
And there's that call out that stage 1 LOX loading is now complete. Second stage will wrap up LOX load at T minus 2 minutes.
Viewer asks, hey EJ, what should I do during a launch? I say, hey, just enjoy it. Don't film it. Chat, have you tried filming it? Have you tried filming it differently? You're missing the point, guys.
And we use T-Tab, as I mentioned earlier, as our ignition fluid. And when T-Tab mixes with oxygen, it burns a green-colored flame. And then we allow the fuel into the thrust chamber, and the engine comes up to full power for liftoff at T0. Now, the Starlink payload continues to be healthy, and the Falcon 9 team is tracking no issues on the rocket. Weather is still
Sorry,
looking
guys.
beautiful over there in Cape Canaveral. And the range has cleared the surrounding ground, water, and airspace and are green for launch today.
All right, here we go.
Just waiting for that call out
See
for
what we
second
got.
stage.
Left load complete.
Right
Dave,
on
thanks for
time.
the resub,
Stage
man.
2 LOX
Go
load
Falcon.
is now
Go Starlink.
complete. And with the completion of LOX load, we will start to vent out the LOX line on the transporter erector, so you'll see a lot more of that white cloud that I mentioned earlier. There you can see it on your screen. Again, this is just the liquid oxygen venting out of the LOX line on that transporter erector.
So what they're doing here is they're depressing the liquid oxygen line inside of the TE. The TE has the LOX line and the fuel line for the upper stage. Because you can't pump fuel through the first stage to the second stage. So there's fuel lines that go all the way up here, and they feed into the tank right there. See that? What you don't want is fuel and oxidizer inside of this when the rocket goes off. It's about to get really hot right in this area here in about 50 seconds. So what they do is they vent all the liquid oxygen out, and they do a gas closeout on the transporter erector to make sure that the launch pad doesn't catch on fire. Yeah. You know, some people go to launch rockets. They think everything's fine, everything's good. They go to launch a rocket. Next thing they know, their pad's on fire. G.I. Joe!
T-minus 30 seconds.
Now
we
let's
go.
listen into the terminal count and watch as Falcon 9 takes our stack of Starlink satellites into space.
Stage 1's startup pressures.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Okay.
Falcon 9 is configured for flight.
Falcon 9 is configured for flight. All right. Watch the sound
9,
suppression system. It
8,
should turn on.
7,
There it goes.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
The ignition.
1, 0. Ignition.
Fly, baby, fly! There we go. We're good.
Falcon is pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion nominal.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Check. Everything looked real good there.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying our stack of Starlink satellites to orbit.
Nominal power and telemetry.
Max Q is the next major event coming up here shortly, which will now be throttling down the engines, the M1D engines on that first stage for.
It's drone ship
Max
deck.
Q is the maximum aerodynamic pressure that the vehicle sees on ascent.
Vehicle is supersonic.
And the weather, again, is looking beautiful, clear skies with an amazing view of Falcon on ascent there.
Max Q.
Okay.
There's that call out that we have passed through Max Q. So in about a minute, we'll have 3 events happening back to back. That'll be main engine cutoff, or MECO, followed by stage separation and SES1, or second engine start 1. Now MECO is where we shut down all 9 of those M1D engines on the first stage that you see burning there on your screen. That's in preparation for the second event, which is stage separation.
MVAC is chilling in.
Just heard
MVAC's
that call
chillin'.
that MVAC chillin' has begun.
MVAC
The
chilling.
stage separation is where the first stage separates from the second stage. And first
Ooh,
stage will make
big
its way
radial
back to
outburn.
Earth in attempt to land on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, while stage 2 continues on its journey with the third
Yo,
event,
look at the
second
radial
engine start
outburn.
1. That's where we light up that MVAC engine,
Oh.
and it will propel the second stage along with the
that's a
Starlink
lot.
satellites to their targeted drop-off orbit.
Whoa.
Just
You
under
see how the rocket is
20
like
seconds
this
or
and
so
the
away
plume's going
from those
that
3
way?
events. That's MECO,
like
stage
tilted up.
separation, and SES1.
Yo, man, that thing's flying sideways.
You should be able to see MECO here in a few seconds with those 9 M1D engines shutting down here shortly.
Dorifto. Yeah, dude, I was like, it's like me and KSP. What's radial out?
And MECO.
Okay, hold on. I want to see the set.
Stage
Give me-
separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition and throttle up.
And there we've had main engine cutoff and stage
Okay, that
separation.
looked-
You can see that from the ground
No, it's not
tracking
wind drift.
view
They're
there.
trying to push the apogee
We did
up
have
higher.
a good call
so
out of
the rocket is
second
flying
engine
this way
start
and it's
1
tilted
on the
up.
second stage.
So
Fairing jettison confirmed.
okay, there was the fairing out. That's fine. They confirmed fairing separation and engine cutoff. The rocket was flying like this, so it was flying sideways. So like if the ground is here and the rocket's going this way, right? The rocket was pointed radial out, slightly radial out. They did that in the past to boost the apogee up higher. I've never seen it that steep though before. And also there's no onboards here, which is interesting.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
Huh. No onboards. Yeah, Oh, there's the second stage. And it's gone.
And it does look like fairing separation was good. Now as stage 2 takes our Starlink satellites to their targeted drop-off orbit, stage 1 will make its way back to Earth by executing 2 burns. The first is the entry burn. That's where 3 of the M1D engines will reignite. This helps to slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. Now, the second burn is the landing burn, and this is the single engine burn that brings the vehicle speed down rapidly in order to land on the drone ship, and that is that center E9 engine, which is just powerful enough to slow the vehicle down to touch down on that drone ship.
Second stage is following the nominal trajectory.
And we do hear that call out that second stage is looking nominal. Unfortunately, we do not currently have any onboard views of that second stage at the moment, but everything is still looking nominal so far.
Something ain't right here.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Something ain't right here. It's all good. I mean, the telemetry looks right, so maybe Kinder, who knows? I mean, the sky shot is very nice. Now they just encrypted the camera feed is all. I mean, probably, yeah, but we didn't even get a first stage view here. The telemetry looks good, though. This is my favorite shade of blue. Are you sure it's not this one? They stopped the on... Well, yeah, I know about that. Thanks, guys. I told you that freaking those people would ruin it for everyone, but it's cool.
If you're just joining us here, we did have a successful liftoff of our stage 1 from Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral SLS-40, and we're currently stage 2. We do not have the camera views right now, but we do have confirmation that it is still looking good. Again, our stage 2 is delivering our Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit.
The entry burn
and
started
that's our stack
right here.
of 60 Starlink satellites.
Entry burn shut down.
Second stage continues to follow the
I
nominal
saw it
trajectory.
behind you, May.
We just heard that call out that stage 1 entry burn was successful, and there you can see we do have our stage 2 camera view finally back, and it is looking good there with that MVAC nozzle glowing.
Hey, all right, there we go. There we go.
As it continues to cruise down, getting ready for the start of its landing burn in about 30 seconds here. You can see those hypersonic grid fins of the first stage there on your left, and they control and help orient that first stage as it comes back down to
Stage
Earth.
1 transonic.
Again, stage 1 will be targeting landing on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. And right before landing, it will deploy 4 carbon fiber landing legs.
Start of terminal guidance.
Okay. Yeah, liquid right.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Have the start of stage 1 landing burn. We'll burn last about 30
Dude, you
seconds.
can see its
See
shadow.
it coming down towards the Atlantic Ocean there. What a beautiful view from that stage 1 camera.
Come on.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
What an amazing view. What an amazing view of that stage 1 landing burn. We got our cameras back just in time for that.
Look at the shadow.
And
Look at the
this
shadow.
marks our 7th
Look at the
and
shadow.
9th successful recovery
Stop
of an
it. Stop doing that,
orbital-class
Falcon.
rocket.
Stop it.
And the 7th recovery of this particular booster.
Expected loss of signal, Kate.
We had an expected loss of signal there, but
Nominal orbital insertion.
we did have confirmation of second engine cutoff and a good orbit. And now stage 2 is going to coast in this orbit for the next 35 minutes or so. And while that happens, take a look at this animation showcasing where we are in the coast phase, and we'll see you back here at T plus 45 minutes for a second stage relight.
Okay. Yeah, Miff, it's really awesome. It's a building landing on a... Yeah, right, scary? Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Think the aliens ever see that and go, nice? Yes. How'd they do that? Science. You could see the drone ship from a few kilometers up through the grid fins. Cool. What's next on the stream? I don't know. Science. That was a huge... Here, I'm gonna go back. It's gonna be a second before they do second stage engine start here. That was a hell of a radial outburn. Okay, so watch Falcon 9 here. You know, people are gonna say, "Oh, it's the camera angle." I know that SpaceX messes with the trajectory a little bit every time to try and optimize it. Watch Falcon 9, right? Watch the stack, and watch the flames. Look at it. Oh man. That's a look at the angle there. That's really radial out. Man. It is normal, rocket pilot. I've never seen it pitch that far before. What does that mean? That's a radial outburn. Radial outburn on ascent from the first stage means you're trying to push the apogee of the orbit up higher. They're trying to squeeze more performance out of the first stage by doing that. Fisheye lens. Okay. That's a real hard radial outburn. I've never seen it do that. I've never seen it angle like that before. Yeah, that's... I've never seen an angle like that. That's a crazy angle right there. And watch, as they approach main engine cutoff for staging, the thing will turn back down. Watch Falcon 9. Watch the stack. You can just barely see it. It'll turn back down. Look, I mean, look at that. Look at that freaking radial outburn. That's insane. The thing's drifting. It's flying sideways. That's crazy. And see, there it goes. It's gonna straighten out, and it straightens out for staging. Watch. Okay, you're gonna get to engine cutoff here, right? There's main engine cutoff. And stage separation, right there. Upper stage ignition, right there. That's nuts, dude. Dude, look at the difference. What? Whoa. That's crazy. Wow. It's Falcon 9. It's because I was inverted. That's insane, dude. Yeah, Endo, something like that. Watch it straighten out. Ready? That's crazy, dude. Oh my goodness. See last. I'm kind of busy. What's up, man? Oh, yeah, the Driftu song. That's right. Look at it arcing right back to Earth. I mean, Punjeep, you're trying to make a joke, but little did you realize that you played yourself. You know why you played yourself? Because it does come back down to Earth. Congratulations. You're stupid in 2 languages. Wait, what? No, it does come back, dude. That's Falcon 9. Of course it comes back. It would be weird if it didn't. How much further do you think Falcon 9 could go radial out without something breaking? I don't know, T-Man. I thought that didn't look right to me. I've never seen Falcon 9 do that before, which is pretty rad. I mean, hey, hope you're well. Richie, I'm good, man. Yo, Richie, peep this. Look at this. Look, watch this. Watch this. Yo. Just casual 150-foot building, landing on a soccer pitch in the middle of the ocean. Whatever. Google it. Oh, God, man. It must hurt being as stupid as you. Oh!
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh, that's cool. Like, just remember to breathe, Jeep, okay? Just remember. Breathe, because sometimes I think you might forget. Did I miss a rocket launch or a previous one? Jim, this one just went off. Starlink-24, man. 15-story building, dudes. That's pretty freaking cool, man. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, all right. When they turn the first stage view back on, looking down, watch the shadow. The shadow is like, nah. Here, we go back. What? Dude, watch the shadow. It's like... Wait for it. I see the shadow going back and forth. I'm like, please don't tip. Please don't tip. Please don't tip. Please don't tip. Oh! Oh! I hate it. I hate it. Stop doing that. I had a bad experience once. Dude. Boats have a habit of rocking.
Discovery,
Is it
go
a
at
boat
throttle
or
up.
is it a ship, though? Hey, someone, 15-month resub. Thanks, man. It's a ship boat. It's not a barge. It's not a barge. It's an autonomous spaceport drone ship, guys. God. Yeah, that was pretty cool. How many times can Falcon 9 be reused? 10 times reusable. After that, I don't know. You have to take it apart to fix it from what SpaceX has said. Watch the RCS on landing. Well, the RCS doesn't fire. They bring the tanks down from flight pressure. The LOX line will here in a second. Watch. See, they're purging the propellants out of the... They're getting all the propellants out of the engines right there. See? And then this thing should... It should vent right there. But they didn't show it. They went back to looking at Yume. Wasn't 10 times without service, 50 without refurbishment. Something like that, Tessa. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, it's pretty good. It went right after landing. Let me see. Yep, there it is. I saw it. Yeah, it already did it. Most likely engines, Kinder, if I had to guess. Yep, see? Bring the tanks down from flight pressure right there. And then start venting. They got to vent out all the propellants that are left in the engines. It's pretty cool, man. And then the booster's going to safe itself right after that. It's going to go into vehicle safing. The grid fins fold up. And then it just basically powers down, from what I understand. It just shuts itself off. Not shut itself off. It just goes into hibernate. You really don't get a sense of scale looking at it. Yeah, I always look around for something that I know. In this picture, look at the handrails. The handrails on the barge are like 1 meter handrails. It's about, what is that, like 3.5 feet, something like that? Well, maybe 4 feet. They're a regular handrail. So there's your scale right there. It's not small. It's not small. Nice SpaceX X on the barge now. Yep. Yeah, okay, C-22, that's fine. Hear me out. Drone ship refuels it. It flies back. Clap, easy recovery. That costs more fuel. Wow, those legs seem to be really compressive. Those handrails are to scale to what's at Hawthorne. The landing leg design changed, someone. The block 2 or block 3 or 1.2 that 1019 is totally different. They changed the legs around for block 5, dude. They're different. I want to see this again. It's gonna be a second before we get to second stage engine start. Why don't they just fly it back with jet engines? Yeah, right? I know. Oh, that's so cool. See, note the grid fins. The grid fins are steering it in, right? They're steering it, and then the grid fins make some final adjustments, and then once they turn the rocket engine on, the grid fins basically stop. Because you're going to hit a point where you're going too slow for these things to actually do anything. And watch, they'll stop right there. See? They stop working. Well, not stopped working. They just kind of hold it in place. Because once you slow down below a certain speed, your control surfaces aren't going to do anything. And then it's all rocket engine from there, which is that's really cool, man. How big are the grid fins? The size of a large coffee table. Wait, it's all rocket engine? Always has been. Yeah, guess it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, Vanguard, right? No, not a king-size bed. No, they're not that big. They're not that big. A big coffee table. They're probably like 1 meter by 1.5 meters. So, I don't know, 3 to 4 feet by, I don't know, 5-6 feet, something like that. They're pretty big. What's the scale of Falcon 9s? Falcon 9s are 150 feet tall. Yeah, here, take a look. It's a big coffee table. This picture was taken out on the West Coast by Paulina Kalin. She's the one that took that. Look at that. It's big. They're big. They're big, like I said, big coffee table. Not a twin bed. No. It's not. It's almost as big as a twin bed, but I'd say a large coffee table and kind of go from there. What do those suckers weigh? They're heavy. They're one-piece cast titanium. Cast titanium, which is pretty insane. That's pretty insane from a manufacturing standpoint. That's correct, Pepsi. Yeah. But they lose all control authority when you go like below 100 miles an hour. So that's why they basically just stop. Now I want a grid fin waffle iron. Mike, let's make it happen.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Between the 4 of them, Tessa, yeah, something like that. Hey, Matt, what a landing view. Yeah, it wasn't bad, man. That's not the original design, right? No, the grid fins were originally made out of aluminum and then they switched to titanium. Matt, how's things? 73 months. And then Kyron had a 55-monther before that. Someone had a 15-er. The turn during the landing bird might have seemed sharper than normal. I don't know, it might have just been your head. Coffee table? There's a reason, Herdy. There's a reason why I said large coffee table, man. There's a reason why I said that. I'm actually pretty happy that you picked up on it. There's a reason why I said it's the size of a large coffee table. Nice, man. See? Size of a large... It's a large coffee table. How much do you think that table would cost? Dude, if that's a titanium grid fin... If you have to ask, you can't afford it, man. How much does that weigh? It weighs as much as an engine. Like a V8 or something. Easily. How many satellites are on this launch? Most Starlink launches have 60 satellites. 2 stacks of 30 next to each other. Second stage engine start is another 15 minutes.
Expected loss of signal, Goonhilly, England.
I have a loss of signal in Goonhilly. Goonhilly. I think we too could pick up a grid fin. Titanium is very light. I just winced at that, human, because my back.
Discovery, go and throttle
I'm
up.
good. I'm good. Panther? 31 months. You gotta be mining and crafting today. Maybe. Isn't that Iran? No. Forlorn. It's over the Balkans right now? It's kinda in between Serbia and Bulgaria right now. It's crossing into Bulgaria right now. You're in the Balkans. Iran's over here. Iran goes from basically here to about here. So it's into Bulgaria right now, and then it's going to cross into Turkey and fly right over Istanbul. It's going to Jeddah for the GP. Yes. Wait, the next GP is in Imola, though. It's over there. It's in well, it's not in San Marino, but yeah, Romania's right here. Bulgaria's right here. So Polar Starlink from Vandenberg net July. Going off the heaviest RTLS from there, it will be a max of 16 satellites per launch. Yeah. It wants to get there early. Okay, all right. And I said, giddy up, U-turn. Boom, boom. Slovenia, let's test you out a bit up here. Did you ever talk about what caused the second stage to burn up over Oregon in a recent launch? It didn't deorbit. They didn't do a deorbit burn. The orbit decayed. Have you done Deer Moon? No, I missed the deadline. It's okay. You think that landing was courtesy of a dish installed on the drone ship? Most likely nervous. That got some really nice footage. Yeah, I know, Waldaloo. I know what you mean. Yeah, Miff, I saw it, but I have this thing about dropping stages on people. Yeah, don't do it.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Why no SpaceX music? Can you not hear that, or? What are the chances Inspiration 4 goes in September? I don't know. It's unlikely. I mean, it might, but they say net for a reason. Nick Sargent, 17-month resub. Refos, have you driven Jeddah and Assetto Corsa yet? No. Okay, we flew over Istanbul, moving down here. Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. Yeah, Mike, I'm pretty sure. Just tuned in. Care to replay performing a 1 second... Wait, what? Oh, sorry. Landing solely for my benefit and others. Yeah, if you guys we wanna go back and look at it. Crazy thing about this Falcon 9 burn is...
On your
so,
screen.
like, if we go back and look, during ascent, watch. Oh, man. Oh. That thing's like... I'm not gonna say it's just on the brink of working, but that's a lot of radial. Hey Novus, what's up, man? It's pitching radial out. Dude, look at that thing. I can't believe that. That's fascinating. Dude, look at it. It's the rocket's pointed over here, but it's flying this way. Oh my goodness. And there, wait, get ready for main engine cutoff, and now it turns back. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. That's nuts, man. That is insane. Does the NSF track show the same thing? I don't know. You'd have to go look. There's not much air up there. Yeah, it should be able to do it. But, man, I've never seen a Falcon 9 pitch like that. That's cool, man. That is very, very cool. Thanks, Falcon 9. Very cool. All right, and then here's the part you all wanted to see again. Well, they were trying to push those Starlink satellites, Jim. Whatever that ascent trajectory was, it clearly worked because Falcon 9 landed. All right. So this is a little bit of a replay here.
Again, stage 1.
Here, let's get to the good stuff. Oh yeah, you can see the drone ship. There it is. There it is.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Have the start of stage 1 landing burn. This burn will last about 30 seconds. You can see it coming down towards the Atlantic Ocean there. What a beautiful view from that stage 1 camera.
Oh.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
It's so legit, man.
What an amazing view.
So, I noticed something actually that time around. Watch. Want to see something cool? So, SpaceX has fire hoses here on the drone ship. And they spray water on the deck of the drone ship, right? They spray water on it to basically have the water be a film cool so they don't melt the deck of the drone ship. So, watch. So watch this camera and watch the wet parts of the drone ship once the rocket gets near it. Ready? So you can see there's the wet part. Watch. Watch how quickly it dries out. You can see the wet parts of the drone ship. Ready? And speedy dry. Man, that dried out real fast. Speedy dry. It basically, it evaporated that water in almost real time. See, look. Ready? Speedy dry. Yeah, it's like a really powerful hair dryer. Look, all the water got evaporated out to here in like less than a second. Hey, Donald, Gritty McRidfin. Yeah, human, it's pretty insane. When's gonna get a camera directly beneath Falcon 9? Jeez. They should dry NASCAR tracks like this? Yeah.
Stage 1 camera.
Well, they're not gonna have to because they got those rain tires now. Watch how fast the water goes away. Nope. See ya. Speedy dry. Dude, the hell with kitty litter, man. Should just do that. Look at how dry it is. An instant dry. Freaking rocket engines, man. That's crazy.
What an amazing view.
That's cool.
What an amazing view of...
That's really cool. All right. That'd be perfect to de-ice roads, right? Right? Please do not use Falcon 9 as a hairdryer. SpaceX, probably. Yeah. Hey, Jackery, how are you? Yeah, they tried lighting the track on fire about 10 years ago at Daytona. I remember that. Yeah, I don't think that was on purpose, though, John. Didn't land in the center of the circle. It's close enough, Ryan. Do they have LiDAR on it? Oh, that was NASA spaceflight. Falcon 9 has radar. It has downward-facing radar. Stupid question, but if you were to remove the nozzle shape, shape it in a way that doesn't produce thrust, would you be able to use it as a high-powered flamethrower? Yeah. You just remove the nozzle altogether. Just have the power pack spray flames. Yep. Yeah. It was a many times. Jim joined another board of directors? Okay, we can talk about that later, Thomas, but dude, Jim is just chatting around. Hey, you're gonna make a position for me on your board of directors. We are? Yep. Understandable. Have a nice day. Can I ask how they align the first stage with the drone ship? It's downward facing radar. The drone ship is kind of just where Falcon 9 would come down if it just, you know, was expendable. It's not. So the thing does its entry burn, right? And then, like I said, Falcon 9 has downward facing radar. It's looking for the drone ship, and it'll use the radar to hone in on it, and it'll use the grid fins to fly towards it. And then once it flies towards it, it'll fire the rocket engine and land. I mean, it is a little more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. Falcon snow removal, coming soon. Coming up on second stage engine start here. Yeah, someone, I'm pretty sure you'd melt the track if you fired a rocket engine at the concrete. You'd melt it. Or it would be abrasive at least. The booster knows where it is. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, it has developed a deviation and its variation, which is called air. The Falcon 9 feeds are now encrypted. I mean, I told you to enjoy it while it lasted, because it wasn't going to last very long. Nice, Trojan. There you go. What's the gain from hacking SpaceX cameras? I don't know, man. I mean, like, probably. Oh. Here, we'll fast forward it. It's all encrypted. Always has been. Oh, it's not hacking. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that makes it okay. SpaceX clearly disagrees with that. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, pal. Well, I'm curious. What? SpaceX doesn't want people watching the cameras. Right. Fun question. Why did Crew Dragon Resilience relocate? Isn't it safe to assume that any Crew Dragon can dock to any compatible docking port on the ISS? Well, Havocs, don't think of it like that. Think of it like what docking ports has Dragon docked to from when it comes up already. Right? You may have some bits. Nice. New RS-25 nozzle. Oh, hello. So Dragon has only come up to the space station and docked to the front port. It hasn't come up from the space station and docked to the second port. It's just being methodical. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, well, CRS-21 did that. Well, that didn't have people aboard. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, well, the systems are... No, don't screw around with people in space. Just go with what you know. That's it. That's why they relocated it. Yeah, Scott, that's what happened.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Are the landing zones in Cape Canaveral, Florida, exclusive for Falcon Heavy launches? Falcon 9 can land there too. It's just with the Starlink satellites, you don't have the you don't have the Delta V to come back to the launch site. I watched a Falcon 9 land there too, Dave, in 2015. Yeah, I saw the full duration thing, Novus. It was on frigging Facebook because... When is Falcon Heavy back up? Summer? Do I work in the space industry? No, Eagle. I've worked with NASA on projects before in the past. Like, I've hosted panels with them at TwitchCon and stuff, for what it's worth. Alright, should be coming up on the engine start here. Thanks, Eagles. I appreciate that, man. Right on. I'm trying. Oh, here we go. We got an engine chill down. Fun Dream Chaser next year. I use it to stream better here on Twitch, Eagles, if you really want to know. I missed the last couple streams. Was Minmus a success? Nope. Mission failed. That worries you terribly. I don't understand why it would, but alright. I'm a tenured professor at Twitch University, something like that.
Welcome back to the webcast for our 24th Starlink mission
Desync.
from Cape Canaveral Space Force. I still love you. And now our second stage is awaiting relight, or SES-2, second engine start 2, in just a few seconds here. And it'll just be a 1-second burn. It's a very quick burn. It may not look like much on your screen, but it does take us to our targeted drop-off orbit. So we should hear that call out coming shortly here.
Okay, there it is, and stop. Okay. That looks
Discovery,
right.
go at throttle up.
And there you saw it very quickly on your screen. We did get that green color flame. That's that T-Teb that I mentioned. We
It's
did
the
have
solid
SES-2
oxygen that's coming
and
off
SEGO
from
2.
the vent lines, guys.
Waiting for confirmation of good orbit.
Don, give to the sub to Vanguard.
And we did confirm a good orbit. So again, our Starlink sats will ultimately end up in a LEO, or low Earth orbit, about 550 kilometers above the Earth's surface, which is different than your typical geostationary or geosat, which orbits roughly 36,000 kilometers above Earth. Now we have another 15-minute coast phase before we deploy our next batch of Starlink satellites into orbit. And during this time,
The
the
SpaceX
spacecraft
have
will
plans
start
to recover
spin
the
along
second
its central
stage.
axis,
Adri,
giving the
that's what
Starlink
Starship
satellites
is
the
trying to solve.
momentum that they need to space themselves out over time after they deploy. So while this happens, sit back and enjoy some more space jams. We'll see you back here at T+1 hour and 3 minutes.
All right, Jesse, we'll be here. I missed it. Yep. So, Adri, that's what Starship is trying to do. Starship is a reusable second stage. Was it successful? I'll tell you in about 15 minutes. We gotta wait for satellite deploy. It's in
Discovery,
space,
go at throttle up.
if that helps.
Expected loss of signal, Diego Garcia.
Can Falcon 9 send something to Geo? Yeah. Yeah, Fadiga. It used to send more stuff to Geo than it did to low Earth orbit. In 2016, 2017. Is it an engine that determines how often it can be restarted? It depends on the type of engine, ProSkill, yeah. Why did the crew embark for relocation? What if the thing malfunctions, Havix, during docking? What if Dragon has a malfunction during docking after you undock it? Then the crew is stranded on the station. Bad idea. Possible rollout of SN15 tomorrow at 12 p.m. Yikes. I mean, Havix, Soyuz did a relocation the other day as well. It went from Rasvet to what is it, Piers? And same thing. Have the crew on board. If the thing breaks, you're stranded. You don't want to do that. Now to give the sub to Thomas. What are they up to now? It's over 1,000, but it's not at 1,500. Is the rule to always have an escape plan on the ISS? It's not a rule. It's just being smart. Well, the Soyuz crew in Soyuz for safety as well. Mm-hmm. Can you explain Starship rapid iterative development to your friend? If you're trying to mass produce something, you make a lot of them. It's pretty much that simple. And I know what the next question coming, Jackery. I know what it is. Well, what about the money? Do you think Elon Musk cares about that? I mean, during Dragon redocking. Yeah, the whole crew was in the capsule. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, Monica, how are you? Think of Starship like software. With software, you just roll out a new version, and then you roll out a new version, you push another version, you push another version, you push another version, you add a little bit at a time. That's what they're doing with Starship. It's taking software engineering and applying it to aerospace engineering. That's what basically SpaceX is in a nutshell. I mean, even Falcon 9. Falcon 9, there was no two similar Falcon 9s until like Block 4 came around. They were all different. Like, they were always upgrading stuff, and then they froze the design at Block 5. Mm-hmm. And even then, Falcon 9's still going to see some upgrades. Not with the first stage, but with the fairing, because the Air Force, or the Space Force, wants them to upgrade the fairing so they can launch bigger payloads in it. That's right, Crashin'. Mm-hmm. Except when I'm making software, I mindlessly compile the same thing, hoping it just works. I think Biznozzle's asking, were the 3 Soyuz crew in Soyuz during Dragon relocation? I don't know, Deepak. Some people argue that Tesla... I think Tesla is a battery company, Sebi. Seriously, they're a battery manufacturer that uses cars to rapidly prototype battery technology. Yeah, that's right, McPherson. Where early NASA and even aircraft design was constantly prototyping. It's only now we don't see that kind of development happen normally, though. I mean, McPherson, I like the way SpaceX tests. Eventually, you're going to have to put something on the pad and fly it. If it blows up, it blows up. Figure out how to not make it do that and then launch it again. Dragon crew wasn't in the Dragon during Soyuz relocation, so I guess no. Makes sense. Take a peek at the thrust dome in the center. Wow. Dude, that's insane. They did seal the Russian segment completely, though. That sounds right, Kem. Okay, we're almost at deploy here. Fleming on Super Heavy is going to be absolutely nuts. Yeah, it's going to be a little nutty. I don't think it'll be as complicated as the N1, dude. I think, honestly, Super Heavy's plumbing is probably going to look like what a Falcon 9 would look like if it had 28 engines. A single downcomer that splits.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Thanks, man. Fun fact, Tesla and Mercedes have a partnership for the batteries and motors for Mercedes electric cars. Yeah, I knew that. One of the critical deals that saved Tesla a little while back, a number of years ago, was when they partnered with Daimler to put the batteries and the motors into the A-Class. Yeah. Yeah. So like a compressed Falcon Heavy. It's gonna be insane. I mean, Super Heavy's gonna be ridiculous, guys. That's... I'm not sure what's more complicated at this point, Super Heavy or Starship. Yeah, GNAC, that's kind of what he does. I mean, GNAC, a little while ago, Elon...
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I remember this. This is like, I don't know, maybe like 5 years ago at this point, dude. He, hey, Tally. Thanks. Elon Musk, I remember, he said, look, I'll sell a Model S to any car company, any one of the big three, GM, Ford, and Chrysler. I'll sell you an electric car for $1. And you went to GM and they said, we don't need that. We don't need that. Get out of here. We don't want your electric car. It's fine. We'll make our own. He said, all right, fine. And then he went to Chrysler. He said, hey, we'll sell you an electric car for $1 if you want to, like, look at it. And Chrysler said, what's an electric car? What? He's like, okay, never mind. Ford said, I'll take one. I'll take one. He did, seriously. Ford goes, you know we're just going to copy this, right? He's like, yeah, I know. Ford's like, I mean, and you're cool with this? He's like, yeah, I'll even release the patents. Sure, go ahead. Make your own electric car. And Ford's like, okay. I mean, all right. And then the Mach-E came out. Like, that's the reason EJ likes Ford? Oh, well. I mean, that's quite literally what happened, dude. So, gee, like, that's exactly what happened. Elon, he wants a competition, dude. Like, what a Chad tier move that is. GM already had the EV powerhouse known as the Volt. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one heck of a powerhouse there, man. This is awkward. Yeah. I see why people like the Mach-E Havocs. It's not my type of car, but I see why people like it. Do it for Dale. Yep. Actually, one thing that Chevy did with electric vehicles that I like, that nobody else is doing, that they should do, is that Chevy sells an EV conversion kit. You can take, GM Actual sells like the brackets and adapters to be able to convert any old Chevy over to electric, which is pretty cool. They have an EV conversion kit, which is awesome. That actually is really cool. Ford should have kept the Fusion as an EV. Seriously, a missed opportunity. Agreed. Yeah. Here. We're a little bit up on deployment. Hold on. A little bit, well, not up on deployment. It's going to take a second. So GM has an EV kit, right? And what they did was the factory did a conversion on a K5, which is pretty rad. That thing is electric. It's an electric 4x4. So they basically took the small block Chev out of it, right? And they put a bolt kit in it, and then they upped the gearing on it. So it has about just as like, don't get me wrong, it's not ideal, but it has about just as much power from the factory as it did when it had a gas engine in it. It makes like 200 horse or something. But if you're 4x4ing and you have a low gear, then it's fine, which is pretty cool. Like, I mean, that's actually pretty neat. EV conversion kits that's pretty cool. I'll admit that's pretty awesome. I wish Tesla did that. If Tesla did that, that'd be even better. I mean, that'd be really freaking cool. Could you do that in Beam? I don't know. Have you heard about House Resolution 5666? Yes, I've read it. The entire bill. Rhino. Multiple times. Not Rhino. Sorry. I'm surprised Ford didn't do this yet. Aren't they competitors? Ford's doing something, GNAC. They got something else cooked up besides the Mach-E. I know they're prototyping electric F-150s. Yeah, I think Ford's gonna they're gonna make an electric variant for the F-150. And I've also heard in the wings that Ford is gonna bring back the inline six, which is weird, but all right. I mean, I like inline six. Yeah, Lunchbox. I know about Rich Rebuilds. That guy's from my state. He's cool. I like his channel a lot. I think it's really funny, or as the locals would say, I think he's wicked funny guy. Interesting, Simon. Yeah, Rich is the man. G-Doc, I love that channel, dude. So funny, dude. We gotta keep her safe with cameras. Oh my god. I love it, man. It's so good. Hey, Mike, what's up? If Tesla released a conversion kit, would you put one in your truck? Maybe. The flute meme. The flute meme. Link to that. I don't know. Like, probably not. Probably not in my truck. Well, I mean, maybe, dude. That'd be kind of cool. You'd confuse people. People probably get mad. All right. Somebody did an EV Bronco too. I like that. That's cool. I mean, for 4x4ing, that's actually not a bad idea. Like, if you, Maslin, like, I was thinking about it. If you're doing, like, overlanding, right? You're doing overlanding, put solar panels on the roof of the car. When you drive it out there, you use all the batteries, and then you trickle charge the batteries while you're camping. Batteries charge, you keep going. That's actually a really smart idea. What's the blue line? The blue line, Ryan, is the next orbital path. Would you convert Fred to electric or turbine electric? Turbine electric for me. You tend to camp at night though, so camp during the day. That's cool, Mez. I think that's really neat. Imagine how light that thing is. Yeah, this is the Omaze Bronco. I know about that. Hey, Alexis, what's up? Solar would take so long to charge the batteries. Okay. See, this is the point of how that would work. This is you guys. Woo! All right, that's fine.
Welcome
back to deploy.
If you're just now joining us, we had an on-time liftoff at 12:34 p.m. Eastern Time. Our first stage booster had a successful 7th flight, as well as landed for its 7th time and the 79th recovery overall. Stage 2 completed its 2 burns to enable reaching the targeted drop-off orbit, and now we are coming up on the deployment of our Starlink satellites here shortly.
All right, let's see
And
what we got.
we are waiting to see if we can get some live views. Otherwise, if we don't, we should be able to hear the call out for payload deploy. And that should be coming here in just under 20 seconds or so.
Huh.
And again,
sounds like
our
GM to me,
second
Trojan.
stage
Trees, 10-month resub.
In
What's the
preparation
blue line
for
versus the
deployment
white
of
one?
the
It's the
Starlink
next orbit
satellites, and
versus
that
the
gives
current
them
orbit.
some momentum to spread themselves out over time
right.
after they deploy.
They show it, Bank, yep.
Payload deployment confirmed.
There it goes!
There we go.
Tension rod separation confirmed. Right at sunrise.
And we do have a visual
Heyo!
of the Starlink satellites drifting away from second stage out in space.
52
Now,
pickup
again,
in
this
space.
is their drop-off orbit. So shortly, they will deploy their solar array, and over the next few days and weeks, they will distance themselves from each other and use their onboard ion thrusters to make their way to their operational orbit.
Itty
And
bitty
with
rods
that,
from the
that
gods.
brings our webcast to a close.
No.
Thank you to the Range and FAA for supporting today's mission. If you're interested in Starlink service, head over to starlink.com and sign up. And as always, thanks for joining us and have a great afternoon.
You as well, you may. All right. There you go. Not bad. Literally, it's like a deck of cards. Just whoop, see ya. So those satellites will use they'll use little onboard thrusters. And no, I'm not making this up. They'll use krypton thrusters. They have krypton ion thrusters on them. So they take like krypton gas and they flood a combustion chamber with krypton gas, and then they arc an electrical current through it and use the Hall effect for propulsion. These satellites will basically float away from each other, orient themselves, deploy their solar panels, right? And then spread themselves out with the krypton thrusters automatically, which is really cool. That's actually, it's like a freaking satellite swarm. It's all autonomous. Always has been. Yeah, I know. Ion thrusters are crazy. Ugh. Oh, I remember that, Teflon. That thing's weird. Do you have Starlink service? Greg, I don't. No. All right. I what for subspace internet service? Yes, I what as well, all the time. How many satellites are deployed together thus far? Gee, it's somewhere above 1,000. It's north of 1,000. Yeah, Tef, I remember that thing. That's weird. All right. What's that, C22? Oh, I know about this website. Yeah. It's 1360 now. Nice. And it's crazy because these are just the Mark 1 satellites. They're the Mark 1 Starlink satellites, so they don't have the laser-to-laser connection. They don't have the laser-to-laser. They don't have the inter-satellite laser connection just yet. If I'm remembering right, they're using VHF, or they could be using UHF to communicate between satellites. If they have they're switching to like a laser communication system to be able to beam information with future satellites, and that should be able to get the ping down even more. Did you see the RS-25 test yesterday? Yeah, on Facebook Live. Yeah, I saw it. It's really good. A lot of people watch that. It's SHF. Yeah, there you go, Switch. Yeah, Havocs, maybe. Sharks with laser beams on their heads. Yeah. Yeah. Facebook Live, RS-25 test. Well, that picture doesn't suck, Paul. That's pretty cool. All right. So, that was the launch coverage. I think we'll see what's going on over in the Minecraft server here for a little bit. Let's take a look. Oh, yes. Ah, yes. Minecraft. Ah, yes. Very nice. Mind blown by how many Starlink satellites there are. There's a lot, man. Oh, yeah. It's freaking cool, dude. I think that's really neat. Here, actually, I've never seen this site before. Hold on. Oh, man. So, the ones that just deployed would be over here. Oh my goodness. That's insane, dude. It's so ridiculous. Did an edit of a Mars image. Nice. It's Skynet. See, these ones haven't spread out enough. Those ones are spreading a little bit more. Those ones are spread out a little bit more. That's crazy, dude. Oh my goodness. What? Where's the... Damn it. Is this a Starlink lab? A Starlink map? No, this is Patrick. That's crazy, man. I mean, there's the polar satellites right there, that's really freaking cool. Have I seen this? Yeah. Yeah. Man. Is this real time? Because those are the satellites we just saw deploy. Oh, no, that's another one. I don't think this is updated in real time. Are the Wi-Fi symbols Starlink, uplink, and downlink? I'm
Discovery,
not sure.
go at throttle up.
I'm not sure how this site works, but it's actually really cool. What about OneWeb? Yeah. Cat King, 19-month resub. Okay. Is he trying to launch the sat constellation? Oh, he's trying! Those are ground stations. I know the one in Lickfield, Connecticut. Right on. What is a OneWeb? Yes. Apparently OneWeb has some work to do. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. They got some work to do. They'll get it done. But they got a little bit of work to do, I think. They got a little bit of time for a thing. Yeah. Okay. So 1/16th web. Ooh, come on. Come on, meow. Alright. We'll switch over into Minecraft now for a little bit. And we'll go to the Community Shipyard Project. The Community Survival Shipyard Project. Alright, let's do this. Alright, let's go. So I'm going to flip us over to that, and we will go from there.